Hello friends, right now as you watch this video, there is a charge sitting on your Social Security account that you never agreed to, never signed up for, and for a very large number of you watching, never had to pay in the first place. Every single month, before your Social Security check even makes it to your bank account, the federal government reaches in and pulls out a chunk of it automatically. No notice, no approval needed. It just disappears from the deposit, and most people never stop to ask whether that's actually how it has to work. By the time this video is over, you are going to know exactly what's being taken from your check each month, exactly how much it adds up to over time, which federal programs can cover it for you, whether you likely qualify based on your income right now, and the exact steps you need to take to apply. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications because this is precisely what I do here. Every week I dig into the programs, the rule changes, the new income limits, the expansions, all the information that you are legally entitled to, but that nobody proactively puts in front of you. The people who are already subscribed here found out about updates to these exact programs in time to act on them. The people who weren't subscribed found out months later after they had already been overpaying. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Let's start with the basic number because it matters more than most people realize. The standard Medicare Part B premium in 2026 is $185 per month. That is the amount that gets taken directly out of your Social Security deposit before it ever arrives in your account. You don't get the full check and then write a separate payment. The money is simply subtracted at the source, which is one of the main reasons so many people never think about it. They've just accepted the smaller number as the number. But let's put that figure in real terms. Over a full year, that is $2,220 that never reaches your pocket. Over 5 years, that is more than $11,000 gone. Over a decade, and many of you watching will be on Medicare for well over a decade, you are looking at over $22,000 quietly removed from your retirement income before you ever had a chance to spend a dollar of it. Now, Medicare Part B matters. It covers your outpatient care, your doctor visits, your lab work, your preventive screenings, your durable medical equipment, your outpatient surgeries. For most people on Medicare, Part B is not optional. You need that coverage. The question has never been whether Part B is worth having. The question is whether you personally are supposed to be the one paying for it. And the answer, for a significant portion of the people watching this right now, is no jive, because there are 3 separate federal programs that will pay that premium on your behalf. And some of them will go even further than that. Let me walk you through each one, because people often hear about one program, check the income limit, assume they don't qualify, and stop there. That is a mistake. Understanding all 3 gives you a much fuller picture, and the income ranges are wider than most people expect. The first and most powerful program is called QMB, which stands for Qualified Medicare Beneficiary. QMB is not just a premium subsidy. It is full, comprehensive coverage of everything Medicare would otherwise ask you to pay out of pocket. Your Part B premium? Gone. Your Medicare deductibles? Gone. Your co-payments every time you visit a doctor? Gone. Your co-insurance for hospital stays? Gone. Every single cost that Medicare normally passes along to the patient is absorbed by QMB. For someone who sees doctors regularly, manages a chronic condition, or takes any kind of specialist care, the annual value of QMB can be staggering. We are talking thousands of dollars a year in costs that simply stop hitting you. There is also a specific legal protection that comes with QMB enrollment that most people, even people who are already enrolled, don't know about. Healthcare providers are legally prohibited from billing QMB members for Medicare cost sharing. This is not a policy suggestion. This is federal law. If you are enrolled in QMB and a doctor's office or hospital sends you a bill for a copay or deductible, you have the right to dispute that bill and have it removed. They cannot collect it. If you are already in QMB and you have been paying those bills because no one told you that you didn't have to, that is money you may have paid unnecessarily. To qualify for QMB in 2026, your monthly income needs to be under $1,094 as a single person, or under $1,472 as a married couple. These figures include Social Security, pension income, and other regular income sources. There is also a standard $20 general income disregard that gets applied automatically, which nudges those effective ceilings slightly higher. On the asset side, the limit is under $9,660 for a single person and under $14,470 for a couple in most states. However, and this is critical, 5 states have eliminated asset limits entirely for this program: Connecticut, Delaware, Louisiana, Maine, and Mississippi. And California has set dramatically higher asset thresholds at $130,000 for an individual and $195,000 for a couple as of this year. If you live in any of those states, the asset question may not apply to your situation at all. Now, if your income is a bit higher than the QMB range, there is a second program called SLMB, which stands for Specified Low Income Medicare Beneficiary. SLMB doesn't cover deductibles and copays the way QMB does, but what it does cover is your full Part B premium every single month. That entire $185 gone every month over a year. That is $2,220 back in your pocket that you would otherwise have never seen. The income limit for SLMB in 2026 is $1,310 per month for a single person, or $1,771 for a married couple. The asset limits mirror what applies for QMB. If your income puts you just above QMB but still within this range, SLMB can still make a dramatic difference in your monthly budget. And if your income is higher still, there is a third program called QI, the Qualifying Individual Program. QI covers the same thing as SLMB, your full Part B premium, and its income ceiling is even higher. For 2026, QI goes up to $1,472 per month for a single person and $1,987 for a married couple. There are two specific things you need to know about QI that don't apply to the other programs. First, QI is funded on a first-come, first-served basis. There are enrollment caps, and spots are allocated as applications come in. If you apply early in the year, your chances are better. People who were enrolled in QI the previous year do get priority when reapplying, but that leads directly to the second thing. QI requires you to reapply every single year. It does not automatically renew. This is one of the most common ways people accidentally lose this benefit. They applied, they got approved, they assumed it was ongoing, and they never received a notice telling them coverage had quietly lapsed. If QI applies to you, set a reminder to reapply before the end of each calendar year. Here is something that dramatically increases the total value of all three of these programs, and it is something that a large number of people completely miss. Every person enrolled in QMB, SLMB, or QI is automatically enrolled in Extra Help, the federal program that covers prescription drug costs under Medicare Part D. You do not submit a separate application for this. The moment your Medicare Savings Program enrollment goes through, Extra Help follows automatically. The Social Security Administration estimates the value of Extra Help in 2026 at $5,700 per year. Under Extra Help, your out-of-pocket cost for covered medications is capped at $4.90 for generics and $12.15 for brand-name drugs. If you are taking multiple medications regularly, as many Medicare beneficiaries are, you can now do the full math on what these combined programs are worth. The Part B premium coverage alone is $2,220 a year. Add the Extra Help prescription savings of up to $5,700. Add the QMB elimination of deductibles, copays, and coinsurance if you qualify for that tier. The total combined value for many people can reach $8,000, $9,000, or more per year in costs that are now covered instead of draining your monthly income. Now let's talk about something that keeps a lot of people from even applying in the first place. The assumption that they won't qualify because they have some savings or because they own a home. This misconception is costing people thousands of dollars a year in benefits they are completely entitled to. When these programs calculate your assets, your home is not counted, your car is not counted, your household belongings are not counted. A life insurance policy with a face value under $1,500 is not counted. In most states, the assets that actually matter for the eligibility calculation are primarily liquid savings, money in bank accounts, and similar financial instruments. That means many people who have written themselves off as too wealthy to qualify would actually pass the asset test easily because the equity sitting in their home, the car in their driveway, and the furniture in their living room simply don't factor in. Do not disqualify yourself before you apply. Let the actual application process make that determination. Here's what a significant number of affected people don't know. If your income has dropped since 2024 because you retired, because you stopped working, because you sold a property and won't have that income recurring, or any other major life event, you can appeal the surcharge using a form called SSA 44. Medicare uses a 2-year look-back, which means your 2026 premium is based on your 2024 income. If your financial situation has materially changed, you are not stuck with the surcharge. You file the appeal, you document the life change, and a successful appeal can remove hundreds of dollars per month from your Medicare bill immediately. You have 60 days from when you receive the IRMAA notice to file, so if this applies to you, don't wait. Now let's cover the actual application process, because knowing these programs exist is only half the equation. The Medicare savings programs are not administered directly by Medicare or by Social Security. They are administered by your state's Medicaid office. The simplest starting point is to call 1-800-MEDICARE, that's 1-800-633-4227, and tell them you want to apply for a Medicare savings program. They will connect you to your state's Medicaid office or walk you through the right application process for where you live. You can also go directly to your state Medicaid agency's website and apply online in many states. When you call or apply, have these things ready: your Medicare card, which shows your Medicare beneficiary identifier number, your Social Security award letter showing your current monthly benefit amount, documentation of any other income sources, recent bank statements showing your savings balance, and your Social Security number. The application itself typically takes about 30 to 45 minutes, and a determination usually comes back within a few weeks. One thing worth asking specifically when you call: many states have a combined application that checks your eligibility for multiple assistance programs at the same time. A single form can screen you for the Medicare savings programs, extra help, and potentially other state-level assistance programs all at once. This can save you significant time compared to filing each application separately. Ask about it up front. After you receive your approval, there is one follow-up step that most people skip. Contact your Medicare drug plan directly and let them know you have been enrolled in a Medicare savings program. This triggers the extra help enrollment and ensures your prescription drug costs update to the capped amounts right away. Some plans will update automatically within a few weeks, but contacting them directly speeds the process and makes sure nothing falls through the cracks. Let's bring everything together, because the full picture here is significant. Every month, money is being removed from your Social Security check before you ever see it. $185 in 2026 for Standard Part B. Over a year, that is over $2,200. 3 federal programs, QMB, SLMB, and QIE, exist specifically to pay that charge on your behalf, with income limits that extend up to $1,472 per month for a single person and $1,987 for a married couple. QMB goes even further and eliminates all your Medicare out-of-pocket costs entirely. Enrollment in any of these 3 programs automatically adds extra help for prescriptions, worth up to $5,700 per year. And between 3 and 4 million Americans who qualify for these programs right now are not enrolled in a single one of them, because the programs don't advertise themselves, don't send you a welcome letter when you become eligible, and don't notify you when your income drops to qualifying levels. The only way in is to know the programs exist and apply. Your home doesn't count against you. Your car doesn't count. Your belongings don't count. If you've assumed you don't qualify because you own property or have some savings, apply anyway, and let the actual eligibility process decide. Call 1-800-MEDICARE today. Tell them you want to apply for a Medicare savings program. Find out where you stand. If you qualify, you could have that $185 back in your check as soon as next month, and potentially thousands more in prescription and out-of-pocket savings on top of that. If this video gave you something useful, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications. Share it with someone you know who is on Medicare. This is what I cover here: programs you are entitled to, explained clearly so you can actually use them.